Oh, okay. The Glen, then. The Glen has a very... Actually, first, I just want to say, I'm going to get this out of the way now. My voice sounds absolutely broken. I do apologize about this. If I go into a coughing fit, I do apologize. I will try and throw myself on my bed beforehand. However, I cannot promise anything. So, just note that my voice sounds absolutely awful. I am absolutely slathered in Vicks Vapor Rub. I've basically shoved menthol up my nose. All that has been attempted, and it's gone no. So anyway, Watkins Glen, known as The Glen. We're here on the short layout today. Watkins Glen, situated in America, known for the NASCAR Cup Series, IMSA, and do they do IndyCar here, or have they stopped doing IndyCar here? I'm not 100% sure. The Formula Pals will be running around this circuit tonight with some standings in today. One very anticipated standing being Ed Costetta. He'll be standing in for me, actually, because I'm here because of a foot injury. Last time out, Milad Vigas won M1 LDT, followed by Darkius Lectra Sloth on the podium. So those drivers will be very much looking to improve. A lot of drivers, actually, I think, will be looking to improve today. Some drivers may be also looking to make the jump up. So, Watkins Glen short, 11 corners make up this circuit. Let's see if we can find someone who is just starting a lap, shall we? Here you go. We'll jump on board with Gons. So, 10 corners make up the Watkins Glen circuit. Seven to the right. 4 to the left make up the lap here at Watkins Glen. A lap that is around, if I am correct, 3.37 miles, sorry. Make up a lap of the Watkins Glen circuit. Ed Costetta coming in to set his time. We're on with Gons here as he comes round through turn 9. He'll have the left of turn 10 and the right of turn 11, both on camber. I've already seen in some practice before it all started some moves into this left-hander and then some moves also into this right-hander. A lot of drivers taking the wide line there just to try and get the extra speed. If you go for the wide line here, though, you'll be met by that blue wall, which don't take no prisoners. Across the line comes Gons. We have Sunlight here just going across the line. On that rear wing, it says, "We look like a bunch of vankers." The famous Gunter Steiner quote, and they very much look more like wankers now. I can't lie. So a few cars still left to finish up laps. Ed Costetta into Pinkman's Aficionado's car today, the blue trimmed vehicle, who's coming across the line. A 119.8 to beat in practice. He doesn't beat it, however, he does get quite quick. Suicidal Cookie in third, 4 tenths off. Letra Sloth fourth. But it's Milt with the fastest time of the practice session, a 119.884. We're now in the overtime while we go to the next session. cars there in the pit lane. Some people have done their pit board, some people haven't. You know, 82, 90, etc., etc. See up the board. Let's have a quick gander at the team championship, shall we? It is Penguin Virtuos in the lead there, run by Milad Vigers, Milt and Jort, with 46 points, followed by Spectre Racing, Darkius PM Moreno, partnered up with Deep Cuts this season at 39. iPass Racing, Subnight and Electra Sloth. They are in a technical agreement with Haas. Y-Through Hunters, Suicidal Cookie and Cinch with 32 points. QP, Transvenus and Aaron Fidlack at 27 points. Something I know from speaking to Bacon is that they want to repeat their highest ever finish of 4th in the Constructors' Championships this season. Full Steam Racing hold 6th as we get ready to go to qualifying. Let's see, let's jump out with Ed Costetta, previous champion of the Skip Barber Series. Step back from Formula Pals to focus on real life and the RP Series. He is here today though as a stand-in for myself, very quick driver. Many people say he just jumps in any sort of car and wins, so we'll have a look as down the gears for the chicane. He hits the first curve, hits the second curve, lets it drift wide, misses the third curve, but then hits the 4th. Now turn 9. It is on camera as you go through. I'm just reading chat. Tom Jack is in the chat as well. Hi Tom, how's the wrist? How's the wrist? Because Tom was meant to be on the circuit today, however, he's for somehow his wrist. So Tom will probably be greeting me in the chat, along with everyone else who jumps into the YouTube chat as well. I will try and read the messages as much as possible. If I miss one, I will try and get back to it. What have you done to it, man? Like, it can't have just exploded, could it? Oh, ha! Oh, yeah, those aren't fun. Yeah, I get one under my arm sometimes, like where my arm joins to the side of my chest. That really hurts. They are painful. Who is your stand-in tonight, Tom? Do you know? Have you got one? I know we have Ed, Automated Luxury, and Hoover and Groove on the move. In tonight. Did you manage to pick up a stand-in or not? Look at Ed Costello. I think he invalidated his lap at turn 1. Yeah, it could just be like a trapped nerve, mate. If it happens again, though, I'd say maybe go look at your doctor. Speaking of doctors, I heard today that Dettol isn't a floor cleaner. I honestly thought it was floor cleaner. You know the stuff I mean, like the stuff that comes in that weird bottle that looks like apple juice. I don't know if they sell it anywhere else. Anyway, it's like everything essentially. It's an everything liquid according to me, man. You know, you can use it for wounds, you can use it for infections, you can use it for floor cleaning, you can probably use it to bloody bleach your fucking toilet. It don't matter. Oh, yeah. I once put my wrist out of whack because I was laying on it. But I was laying on it in the night and it actually put it out of joint. And in the morning when I was still groggy, I rolled over hit my wrist on my wall, and I felt it come back into place. That woke me up so fucking quickly. It really did, because all I heard was the pop. And all I felt was the pop back in, and I was like, ah, the pain. Honestly, I was rolling around like a bloody Premier League footballer. It was brilliant. I was like, ah, I'm dying. As Darkest goes pole at 120.5, and Suicidal Cookie quickly taking that pole off of him with a 120.4. Sunlight going into 5th, and Electra Sloth going into 6th. Oh. You always do that thing though, don't you? When you think something's dislocated, you give it the yank. Don't you? Like, it's on your wrist, like, you'd grab like your fingers and you just give it a yank, wouldn't you? Because Trev Hummer drops into 9th, Automated Luxury gets into 8th, Lunar Moon and Hoove 10th and 11th, respectively here, as we are still on board with Ed Costello. It's not giving me a timing, however, so we'll stay on board with Ed Costello for a little bit, and then we will jump on with one of the other cars. Around the final corner, see if this is a valid lap for the American. But yep, it was a valid lap for the American, a 119.9. Let's jump with Darkest, shall we? Current best lap of 120.5 for 6-7 in 3rd place. Hits the wall there. Around the final corner, Electra Sloth jumps up to 4th. Sundice stays in 6th. Darkest is still pulling over. Here we are with Lunar Moon. Travis Baconess goes into 12th as well. I just noticed there. Lunar Moon heads off of the circuit. Let's see who we grab on. We're grabbing on with Red Cat Racing. Standing Hoove in a groove on the move. It's Hoove currently down in 12th. Oh, there's a bit of a shake there into turn 1. You can see Travis Baconess, Grime Lockett, and the newbie go 13th through 15th respectively. Automated Luxury as well, making a jump up to 6th place, pushing Sunlight down into 7th. Aaron Fidlack is in 5th as well. Sheba in 11th, and Trev Hummer in 10th. Centrals has taken 9th, with Jort taking 8th. Are we thrown under the bus? We're not throwing anyone under the bus. We're all lovely here. Ed Costello at 119.727. Improving his lap time over Suicidal Cookie. Whole 7/10 behind is Suicidal Cookie. Aaron Fidlack there, setting a 120.4. Suicidal Cookie going across the line as well. Jumps back into 2nd at 120.269. Milt with a 119.8. We are riding on board with Milt. Yeah, he goes up through turn 3. Then turn 4. Ed has already got a hang of the car. We all know this. He jumps into anything and he just goes. As Milt goes very sideways into the chicane of 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Through turn 9, a bit off track. Don't know if that will invalidate it or not. 3/10 off. However, now we'll see how it comes through the final corner. Braking at about the 150 mark. Hitting that inside curb. Running it out very wide there. Deep cuts going into 9th place. 121.201. Around the final corner, does he hit the wall? Yes, he does. Very much so as well. So we've grown lucky for it. Scuderia Catarosso. Looking at number 45, Red Cat. Yes, Scuderia Catarosso. Car. Around the final corners, quite off track there. Currently 2.4 seconds off of pole position. Oh, look, it's across the line. Does he improve? Yes. But it doesn't improve position. 121.843. On with a man now who has built different. It is Sench. Currently running P11. Have a look. We will jump on board with Sench here as he goes through turn 1. Basically 2 tenths off a draw in 10th place. Could even jump up with deep cuts if he gains 2 tenths. Deep cuts 120.927. Doesn't improve position though, but gets ever so closer to automated luxury. 6 thousandths off, in fact. Hundredths. Oh, Sench has a big spin there. Backs off into the wall. He goes straight back out though. Here is deep cuts. 39.5 first sector. 4 tenths off of pole position. Then they roll the toilet paper. Oh! I'll be back momentarily. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, I'm back. What did I miss? Darkest jumps into 4th place, a 120.373. It sounds like I got my voice back a bit. That's just because I've actually managed to open my nose out. Well in. Right, so we're on with Ed Costello, currently in pole position still, provisional pole. 5 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Aaron Fidlack staying P5 or 120.4. We are now with Letra Sloth. We're on board with Letra Sloth. Oh, you could hear him just jump off a bit there. We're now with Milt. He's still chasing down the time of Ed Costello, and he has got it at 119.651 for the Dutchman. Something now looking to improve on his time. He doesn't. He stays 8th. He does improve on his time at 120.619. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining just over. We're now with the newbie 101. Currently in P18. Looking to improve. 2 tenths off of Trans-Baconist more or less. We'll see as he comes across the line if he does improve or if this is an outlap. Comes across the line. He jumps up to P12, in fact. Very good lap there from him. Sunlight now coming through the final 2 corners. Turn 10, now through to turn 11. We get the inside camera there in that very striking black, gold and white livery. He is also looking to improve. Very, very small gap between himself and York. As across the line, he does leapfrog York there, 120.504. Giving him around a tenth to gain to the next car, which is Aaron Fidlack. Hooving a groove on the move, now coming around, currently in last place in the qualifying. Across the line, he improves to 16 for 121.807. Pushing Grimelocky down. Here is again with the newbie 101. He's got one of the full steam racing cars ahead. See, he's around 2 tenths off a cinch. Now still around 2 tenths off a cinch actually. He was about 3 tenths off a cinch. 121. For him. Now, speak of the devil, here is cinch. 2 tenths just over off of deep cuts and automated luxury. Then it's a good gap to Jort there. Top 8, all within a second of each other, so that is very good to see. And then all the way up to the top 14 are all within 2 seconds of each other. Sench not finishing a lap, he's starting a lap. Oh no, Sench, sorry, he did jump up to P10. A 120.6, I think. Here's Trap Hummer coming through turn 9 in the Amtrak car. Bit squirrely there on the exit of turn 9. We'll have to see if that does affect his time. 1.1 apparently off of pole. However, he has got a tiny gap to usurp Hoove off of 14th place. Going around the final corner. We will get one more lap in. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Pulls over to the side, not going to improve his time now. 124.450, basically hugging the wall. Carries his way down. Here is Lunar Moon. Looking for the extra 2 tenths to jump up ahead of Trev Hummer. So, Fidlack, Subnight, Sench, Luxury, Newbie, Hoove, Hummer, and Loki will not be setting another time. Lunar Moon, Sheba, Deep Cuts, Jaw, Darkiest, Cookie, Electra Sloth, Castetta, and Milk will be able to finish off their lap time or start a new one if the case may be. Here is Jaw. In fact, so this will be his final lap of the day. Have to see 53.8 through sector 2. Let's see how Jork goes through. 54.3, 5 tenths. He's got the tiniest margin of Sunrise. Darkest slots into third place for 120.180. But they're using as much of the circuit as possible to get on the helicam. See just how close they get to that wall on the final corner. Across the line, is he going to jump Sunlight off of the perch? No, he's not. So I think we were just waiting on Lunar Moon to come across the line, and this will be the end of qualifying. Lunar Moon doesn't improve, so there is your qualifying results. As Lunar Moon gets very smoky there. Milt, followed by Ed Costetta, Darkiest, Electra Sloth, Suicidal Cookie, Aaron Fidlack, Subnight, Jaw, Sench, Automated Luxury, Deep Cuts, The Newbie, Sheba, Hooving a Groove on the move, Trevor Hummer, Lunar Moon, and Grime Locky. A very good idea there for you as well. You can see the top 8 all within a second of each other. 9th just out. Then you can see it's all the way down to P15 that are within 2 seconds of each other, with Lunar Moon and Grime Locky just being so close to being within that 2 seconds of each other. But the battle up the front, I believe, is going to be absolutely riveting between Ed Costetta and Milt. Ed is just hanging a boot. There we go. 1 minute until the... See up and down the pit lane. The cars. There, you can see the top, the roll hoops of some of them. We will sit here while we wait for the cars to go onto the track. Hello, very scary forward-facing sprites. Oh, that's not nice. He's intersecting with himself. Oh, are you alright, mate? Terrifying. They just sort of follow it. Like this bloke on his phone, like woobity boobity. Like woobity boobity. And if you get him right on the corner, you can see. Dun dun dun. Right, anyway, yeah. Whole time of 119.651. I'm gonna cough again. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Gonna have a Gander out of the grid. So there is Mill on the left, Ed Costello on the right, Darkest on the left there. One of the I-Pass cars, Wife Hunter's car, and Fidlack. Another one of the I-Pass cars. I'm just not going to say who it is now. As we head up circuit, people are revving their engines up. Those are some very hot looking brakes as we get ready to go green. Here we go. 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go here at Watkins Glen. Fidlack they're getting a decent start. We look down the pack, a few drivers getting a bit squirrely. That's deep cuts round behind, many cars having to take evasive action from deep cuts there who went round. Further up in the mid-pack. Oh, bit of a tap there. That's, I think, Gilles on the rear of one of the Red Cat cars. Not sure who it is. Sench is in the battle against Subnight. As they're coming around, I think the only person who has come out bad from that start has been Deep Cuts, who did get sent round. As Darkius is on the attack of Ed Costello up ahead as well. He claims the inside line before turn 9, and further back Suicidal Cookie is attacking Lecherous Sloth as well, and they are holding it side by side. It's going to be a run to T10 to see who will gain that position. We are on board with Lecherous Sloth. You can see Suicidal Cookie there on the left in that Waifu Hunter's car as he heads down. Aaron Fidlack is going to take full use of that. As round almost goes Darkius. Oh, round goes. I think that's Cookie. It's a big crash there at the final corner. Cars are everywhere. There's Transbaconist. Aaron Fidlack goes around again, collects one of the Cornetto sponsored cars. It's a big crash on lap 1. Dons has had to go into the pits. Gilles has had to go into the pits. Fidlack has had to go into the pits as well. You know, if I had the replay button I have in ACC, we would be looking at that again. A few drivers having to pit in. And Fidlack has retired from the session there. It looked like a very, very big hit. As further up, we have Ed Costello, who is on the attack of Darkius. We are going to jump on board with Ed Costello. That's a bit too on board there. He's also got Grime Lockie sat behind as well. There, Aaron Fidlack is back in the server. A tactic that I know in AC is so then you don't get held up by the pit timer. Darkius is going to be very much an asset to Mill up ahead, as he can hold up Ed Costello and let Mill build that gap, which he has. It's up to 3.1 seconds. In fact, just further down, we have a big pack here. It's Trev Hummer, who just goes wide and takes Transbaconist with him, who hits him in the sand trap as well. That was not the best looking of things. Transbaconist had the outside line in that full steam racing car of Trev Hummer. Just maybe didn't see him there. Maybe he just didn't have the grip. The Transbaconist definitely had his line there, and he has suffered for it. As Trev Hummer has pitted in. Further up, Darkius, Grime Lockie, and Ed Costello all on the attack of each other. Suicidal Cookie apparently having taken the lead from Mill. I don't think that's correct. Oh, it's Suicidal Cookie that's there. My timer is just having it's catching up. Here's what we're saying. Suicidal Cookie chasing the rear of Darkius. We go on board. He's going to get the inside. No. Decides against the inside into turn 10. As down on the brakes. You can see Ed Costello also up ahead. We are going to jump onto the rear wing of the American Independent Aficionados. team today, and you can see side by side is Suicidal Cookie and Darkius there as they head into turn 1. Suicidal Cookie making sure to defend the outside line and holds it very, very well off of Darkius. But a few drivers are taking their lead. Darkius has got back ahead of Suicidal Cookie. Cookie will be wanting to re-close up that gap. Darkius has actually fallen back to 8 tenths, 9 tenths actually behind Ed Costetta as well. Sheba further back is in a battle with Hoover and Groove on the move. Oh, I'm trying to make sure my coughing isn't heard. But I feel I might be failing at that. But here we are with Hoove. He has lost out the position there to, I think that's Sheba. Who's taken that full steam racing car today. I don't think it is Mr. Trainboy 2005. You can see Automated Luxury on the attack of Lunar Moon. Automated Luxury in as a stand-in driver. In today's race, he is on the rear of that Red Cat car. He's racing for Scuderia Catarossa. As you can see, Lunar Moon trying to break the toe down the main straight to the left, to the right. Comes back along as down the inside goes Automated Luxury. Big lockup on the left-hand tyre there. Lunar Moon just gets the overspeed. I'm not sure if he meant to try down the inside there, but he's lost out time to the newbie behind, as Aaron Fidlack has now fully retired from today's race. Go, Grime Locky. Grime Locky has a fan in the chat as Lunar Moon has had a spin at the chicane. Not sure what that was. Sheba has dropped down some positions as well. Not sure what's happened to Sheba in amongst all that. As we go back with Automated Luxury against the newbie Milt, fastest lap at 120.306. He is absolutely away from Ed Costetta and Darkius. 3.7 seconds. As the newbie makes the move around turn 10, I think that is. Submarine will be side by side with Automated Luxury down towards turn 1. Is Submarine going to hold that position though? He is going to get the overspeed going up towards turn 2. Maybe, or is Automated Luxury just going to hold it out? He does just hold it out as we ride on board with him. they are side by side as they head to the chicane. Here comes the danger. Especially in the chicane, you can lose a lot of time. As that is Sench disconnecting from the service, and that could be Sench out of today's running. We are back with Sunlight. He's still on the rear of Automated Luxury. And his teammate Electra Sloth is behind as well. The newbie, I think, had a spin at turn 10. As further up, Milt has had to take the escape road. It is drama here. As Milt has had to take the escape road and has promoted Ed Costetta into the lead of today's race. Absolute scenes there. As Automated Luxury still under attack from now Deep Cuts behind, who had that spin into turn 1. Now though, he is under attack and he is attacking at the same time. He goes to the outside, a bit of wiggle there on that Scuderia Catarosso car. Now it's the job of seeing if he can get the overspeed, which I don't think he does because he mounts the curb, has to come back on track, takes a little bit of grass, which has allowed Deep Cuts to push his way up as well into 8th place. We are on board now with Automated Luxury. You can see Deep Cuts and Electra Sloth ahead. Automated Luxury looking for the gap around the place. Goes to the outside for the chicane. Let's see what happens. Deep Cuts clears Electra Sloth before the chicane. Left, right takes a lot more cut than Automated Luxury does. Off the track, just up ahead goes Electra Sloth. That allows Automated Luxury to get back in. They are still on the attack. But let's have a look around the grid. Hoove apparently losing some position. Sheba apparently gaining one. I think that might just be a telemetry problem occurring. As we're back with Electra Sloth against Automated Luxury. On board now with Electra Sloth. No, we're not. We're going to have to go to the helicam. Let's have a look. Who's going to take the most curb? Oh, Electra Sloth there just pushing Automated Luxury out of the curbs there. Very good move from him to take that position. Yeah, I think so too, maybe. Milt took the escape road at the chicane, which I know slows you down quite a lot. Luna Moon has retired from the race. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Milt, in fact. It seems a bit interesting as we see Automated Luxury nip it up the inside, Electra Sloth there into the chicane. Almost side by side, I think. As that Lunar Moon jumps back into the server. Looks like Cookie's still being chased down by Milt, but I'm not 100% sure what's happened to Milt's car. I'll ask him at the end, because he was very dominantly in the lead of the race and then just stopped. This is the battle we are back with. Electra Sloth against Automated Luxury. These two have been duking it out. The Automated Luxury has taken that again. So let's jump. Who have we got about the place that we can jump to? Yeah, Milt has cleared Cookie. They're starting to build a gap, but there is a very, very big gap now that he has up ahead. They could do the old slipstream, try and work together to get further up, because they've got 6.7 seconds between themselves and Darkius. And then Darkius has got 2.2 seconds to himself and Ed Costetta. As I am looking about the place. Chat! Content manager decided to race cancelled. That's interesting. Content manager I found is very, very, very well put together. I have times where it just randomly crashes and it's like, no, you're not doing the thing. Suicide Cookie is down to 2.5 seconds off of Milt. As we are back with the Battle of Automated Luxury versus Electra Sloth. There's 1.5 seconds to separate the two. Let's jump to Gilles, who's chasing down the rear of Transpaganist. I'm sorry I'm not as shouty as normal. My voice has decided to implode on itself. That Gilles in that slipstream goes to the outside, tries to make this holds the inside. Down the gears. Oh, almost contact. They both make it through. That was close. I am just looking up and down. Still the battle between automated luxury there. We are looking up and down. Why is it always races I actually put a decent amount of practice in? I don't know. It's a lovely term called Sod's Law, isn't it? Automated Luxury is still chasing down Lecture Sloth. 4 tenths. We are with Subnai. You can see they are just closing that gap right up. I need to do nose again. So 1 moment, please. There. So we see Trent Venus right on the back of Gilles there, going to the inside at turn 10. Is he going to hold it? No. Well, he does hold the inside. Oh, no, he doesn't. And round he goes. Bonk. Caught that perfectly on stream. So your current race leader here, Ed Costetta, weaving about in traffic, actually. Was that a crash behind at turn 1? No, I believe so. Trap Hummer on the attack of Transbaconist. These two drivers had their contact earlier. See him go through turn 9. Transbaconist very much on the attack. Gons is there. Is that Mill there going against Transbaconist? Yes, it is in fact Mill. Transvagnus is looking to catch up to Trev Hummer. There is a few gaps hanging about in place. Here is Lectra Sloth. 1.5 off of deep cuts. He was looking to catch up. We're now back with Transbaconist. Subnice chasing down that Grime Locky up ahead. I believe it might be. It is indeed Grime Lockery. Grime Locky? Grime Locky. You can see the gaps on the side of the tower. I am having to sort of run my voice back a little bit because I can feel my throat starting to go a bit raspy. As Milt has taken the position of Duggan. No, it is a bit of a tussle. Oh no, apparently not. There's a bit of discrepancy of where people are on the track. Let's jump back with Sunlight chasing down Grime Locky. Give us a helicam. Oh, yeah. Well, you can just see how far out these cars get through that chicane. Here they come. Towards turn 10. Sunlight is closing that gap up. Here we go. You can see just how close they are getting together. Here we go. Now down towards turn 1. Sunlight gets the inside, but Grime Locky does manage to defend the position. We are now on with the rear wing of Grime Locky. there towards the chicane. Oh, a lot of curb there from Grimlocky. You can see just how much that car moved. Subnice still looking for that overtake as Ed Costetta and Darkus. This is the battle we have all been waiting for. It is the battle for the race lead. Darkius versus Ed Costetta. An old rivalry that has been reformed today. I'm good. Oh. Boys, through the chicane we go. See, 3 attempts separating the fight for the lead. We go on board with Darkus. We are looking at the rear wing of Ed Costetta with 14 minutes just under plus 1 lap. Mill 5.5 seconds away from the lead battle after having such a commanding hold of the lead. Had to take the escape road on lap 7, I believe it was, and that had opened out the lead for Ed Costetta, who is pulling away from Darkus. 4 tenths, 5 tenths. Is going to come back down now? No, it's extending. So over the curves we go. 13 minutes left now on the clock, plus 1 lap. That means once the timer gets to 0 and the leader crosses a line, there is 1 lap to do. That will be the start of the final lap. That gap is extending out at the lead. You see, basically 5 tenths separating it. And you can see 7 tenths, that gap. Mill is hanging the boot. Really, he's not pushing too far up. Actually, I'm not sure what happened to him in the race, but it'll be interesting to see what he says. He's currently in P3, but just on his own lonesome, really. Because further back we have Subnight against Grimlocky still. There's need a chat, and now here we go. The lead has changed hands. Darkus now holds the lead, but Ed Costetta will be going back as they head towards the chicane. It is so close between these two drivers. This is why in the Skip Barber Championships they had such a close rivalry, and it's something that happens in the ACC series as well. between the two drivers as Darkius got a better run through the chicane. Darkius went quite deep on the exit of turn 9 now. 6.5 tenths separating the two drivers. 10 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Darkius also getting a bit of oversteer as he through 10. Oh, a bit of oversteer there for Ed Castella as well. You can see the wheels just moving about. Oh, you can just hear. Clunk. Clunk. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. On the inside, it is Ed Castella. They are just so close together. Will we have a three-way battle for the win? I don't know. Milt is coming. But is he going to be coming quick enough? That is the question. Pause to the inside at turn 10. This could spell danger. Oh, Doggies has to go very wide off. Now round, Doggies holds the lead. Through turn 11, but this has opened Milt up onto the rear of Ed Castella. 3 drivers we are so used to seeing up the front when the Formula Powers was the old Skip Barber. And here they are again at Watkins Glen, racing together for the win of this race with 6.5 minutes left on the clock. We can hear just a bit of sand there coming off of Milt's car. That's let the gap widen out a bit. This gives Ed Castella a lot of breathing room, actually, as he tries to run up to the rear end of Darkius. We are on board now. You can see he's just ducking in there. You can hear. Yeah, you can see the brake light come on. What happened to Grime and Subnai? They finished their battle, I guess. As now, down to turn 1. Oh, there was almost contact between the race leaders. 5 minutes left. Come on, put in the chat. What is your expectation of today's race? Who's going to come out on top? Edgar going to the outside of the chicane, but holds it, almost takes a rear wing off of the Spectre racing car of Darkius there. And Milt swoops round to take second place off of Ed Costetta. One second separates Darkius and Milt. 1.5 seconds separates Ed Costetta from Darkius. As Ed Costetta decides that turn 1 should be a lot wider than it normally is. It is just so close. Well, apparently Darkius is now in second with a 9-second gap. There. You just hear the sound when they grab that inside. Further back, here is Gilles on the attack of Shiba around turn 10 and 11. But Milt is just catching straight back up to Darkius. Ed Costetta is actually falling behind a little bit. 3 drivers we are so used to seeing up the front in these series. Ed Costetta having to move off. Well, not having to. He chose to. I think he actually wanted to come back this season. I'll ask him. Where he always performs very well in the FP season, and now both FP seasons really when he's been a standing driver, and today is no exception, running in 3rd place, having led the race, having run in 2nd, and now there is still time for a last minute heartbreak as we've got 2 minutes just over left of today's race. Milt is going to be looking to grab the rear end of that Spectre racing car. Oh, so quickly. We're on the last 3 laps. Yep, because remember, it's a +1 lap race, this one. So when the leader crosses the line with 0 seconds remaining, it will be the final lap. As you can see the curb being hit there. Darkius heading off the circuit a bit again. I'm not sure if that's quicker. We see the fuel lines taken around that final corner. Milt just doesn't want to hit that inside. That outside wall there. Sorry, outside wall, not inside wall. What am I talking about? I don't know anymore. It's down towards turn 1. You can see just how... You can see that inside covered up. You can see it's sort of double tiered. So you can see in the slipstream. And some drivers try to grab the outside into the chicane when going 2x2, but it seems that just slows you out. Ed Costetta has apparently retired. Rev Hummer has pulled off the circuit. Is he out of fuel? I don't hear any brum brum juice in that car. Ed Costetta, though, has retired from the race. What a heartbreak for Ed Costetta. After running in the lead, he's retired. And that promotes Suicidal Cookie into 3rd place. The drama. 2 laps to go. Next time by will be the final lap. You see Milt right on the rear end of Darkest now. Here comes a risk. Is he going to get that line into the chicane? Yes, he does. He makes a move on Darkest through the chicane. That is a move we do not see very often in today's race. Now Darkest will have to close that half a second gap very quickly within the space of 1 lap plus 2 corners. 13 corners left in today's race. 12 corners left now. 10 corners left. The drama. The absolute drama we've seen here at the Glen. We are on the final lap. Milt leaves from Darkest and he is growing that gap very quickly. There is a full steam racing car up ahead as well. I believe that is Sheba. As they head through turn 9. Sheba there just moving his way out of the way as we head to the final 2 corners through turn 10. Now turn 11. And to take the victory here on the double at Watkins Glen, it is Milt followed by Darkest. What a race. What drama we had there. Suicidal Cookie rounding off your podium. And then this is the battle for 4th place. Ledger Sloth versus Deep Cuts. Whoever finishes ahead will be taking 4th. It's not a podium, but it's the closest thing. Who've gone and Trev Hummer 11th, 13th, and 14th respectively. Now to the final corner. Here we go. Let's have a look who's going to come out on top for the battle for 4th place. It's going to be Deep Cuts, I think. Through the final corner. Deep Cuts comes along to take 4th place. Ledger Sloth comes along to take 5th. Made Lottery to take 6th for this standing race. Sunlight to take 7th. York to take 8th. Brian Blocky will take 9th and Sheba will take 10th. So, here is your provisional results. Keep in mind that stewarding can happen after the race. Drivers who feel they've been involved in contact that need stewards looking at it can do such. So, here is your finishing order to take the win of the race. It is Milt, followed by Darkest, Suicidal Cookie, Deep Cuts, Ledger Sloth, Automated Lotteries, Subnai, York, Grime Locky, Sheba, Hoove, Brown's Baconist, Gons, Trev Hummer, and Newbie rounds off the grid. Extended Lunar Moon, Senja, and Aaron Fidlack did not finish today's race. So it's that time I'm going to speak. To some people. I have just put the note out there for people to come along and say hello, me. The very, very lovely looking, a very lovely sounding man. I think is the word there I'm looking for. As what a race today that was. What a race. Absolutely chock-a-block with drama. From start to finish. As we wait for the people to come along. So coming in first is Mill. Well, you had to have a bit of a recovery drive there, Mill, didn't you?
Oh my god, mate. Yeah, fucking hell.
What happened?
Oh, it was so stupid. I braked too late with gold tires for the bus stop. And I went straight and it went so slow and I almost lost it. And I saw Dark Ed and Cookie go by. And I thought it was all in the bin. Oh my.
Something they said on chat was people wondering if you had damage at all. Was there any damage, or were you just sort of needing to get yourself back in the zone?
There wasn't any damage. I did tap the wall on the last turn, the exit, 2 times, but not really damage, which affected the car's performance. But mental damage at that point, definitely. Oh my god.
And I've got to ask you this because it was a move that I think I'd only seen you do. How did you manage to grab the lead from the outside of the bus stop?
I don't know. I want to thank Dark very much for leaving the space, because when I was like, okay, I need to brake later to make this work. Before I was also like, okay, it's 2 more laps. I can wait another lap, and then with the toe, I was like, no, fuck it, I'm going for it. Sorry for my language, by the way, but I brake later, and I see that I'm never gonna make the second left to the exit. So I'm on the brakes, back to 3rd gear, which you shouldn't do usually. And I think it kind of worked as an apex block. Oh my god. Holy shit.
And my final question for you, obviously, being the person that made the car...
okay, yeah, here we go.
You know, you're in the lead of the championship with Darkius behind you. Again, a 1-2 for the 2 people that, you know, made the car. You know, read into that what you will. How do you think the rest of the season's gonna go with you and Dark being so close together?
To be honest, before today, I thought it would be not that close today. So it's showing that people are getting closer and closer, and everyone is hunting for the setup of Jordan and I, and they're getting close. I can feel it because Ed just jumped in, and he did insane laps, and Dark as well. He's so fast and consistent as well. I was very lucky for Dark and Ed to battle, which let me catch up again. But I think it's not gonna be as straightforward. The further we go, I think it's only gonna get closer and closer.
Well, that will be it from me, Milt. Congratulations on the win. If you manage to get all of them back to back, it would definitely be because you made the car, wouldn't it?
I will send you, Husky. I will send you a nice vodka if I win all of them.
Oh yeah, go for it. Anyway, congratulations on your win, mate. Thank you for doing this. See you later.
Thank.
So that was Milt who come forward to take the win of today's race. Now coming in second on the bounce, it is the man. Hello, Dark.
Hello. Hey.
That was very much up in the air of who was gonna win it. How do you feel?
Gutted, to be honest. It was a really good race. I absolutely love battling with Ed and Milt, but the more I was battling with Ed, the more I knew I was losing time. And I don't know if Ed was doing it on purpose or I don't know, but it was such a fun time to battle with both of them. Sadly, I think I had a bit of damage and I just didn't have the same top speed as the other 2. So as soon as one of them will be in the slipstream, I knew I would lose the position, and Milt really braked really well for the bus stop on the final lap, and he kept 2 wheels on the curb. So props to him.
And I have to ask you this: what were you thinking with Milt basically right on the rear wing of your car for the final laps?
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching the number of laps left, and when I saw the timer, I thought, oh, okay, I might be able to defend it. And then I realized, oh crap, there's an extra lap I did at the end, and that's what I knew. I mean, it's going to be very hard to keep it. So I just prioritized not damaging him, not punting him, because I knew that would probably grant me a big penalty. But I think I was probably a bit conservative on the bus stop, and he got the win.
And I asked Milt this question. Second place on the bounce. That's a very big mouthful to say. Which would put you 4 points? Or 8 points behind Milt. One or the other, anyway. How do you feel for the rest of the season? Do you think you're going to be able to close that gap?
It depends on the tracks, and it depends how well prepared I am. I'm not aiming for. I'm just aiming to have fun this season and to have some good battles. And so far, it's been really great for that. So we'll see how the season goes.
And I actually have a message about your team. A question about your teammate as well. For once, yeah, I'm talking intra-team now. Amazing! It's branching out into new technologies. Because obviously you had was it Jaker in the car last season?
Yeah.
You have Deep this season. How are you feeling about Deep's performances? Because he got very unlucky in this race, but he does have some speed. How are you feeling about him?
Well, let it be known that Deep has just pulled the last to 4th position, which is, to be honest, the best that we could hope. I mean, not necessarily for the last part, but the fact that he was able to pull back up all the way through the order, all the way to 4th is amazing. So, yeah, just absolutely loving driving with him, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to have a few more races with him, because so far it's working very well. I think we might be either 1st or 2nd in the team championship.
It will be tight. On that lovely little segue, how are you feeling about the team championship? Where do you think you're going to place?
Well, I think it's definitely going to be between. It's going to depend of how well Milt's team is doing, Penguin Virtuosos. So. All we can do really is be there and grab some points every race, and try to be there when it comes down to the last race.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming to speak with Dark. Congratulations on your podium. Who knows, maybe next race you might step up to the top step. You never know.
I was very close this time, so maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Thank you, Husky. Thanks again. I hope we gave you a good race.
It was good.
Stay alive.
I'm trying.
Stay alive. We need you.
I'm trying.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
Bye-bye.
Oh, so that was Darkius, as you heard my throat just explode. Penguin's first 6 points behind Spectre. What? Does that mean Penguins are first or Spectre's first? That makes no grammatical sense whatsoever. Oh, hello, Cookie.
Hello.
I didn't think I was going to be hearing from you. I thought you weren't going to come.
That's all right. I was just streaming the replay.
So, third place. Did you think you were going to get that? Because Ed sort of just dropped out and, like, you were just there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of consigned myself to 4th place, to be honest, for the last 30 minutes of the race. Milton caught up to me. Yeah, so like the race from my perspective was have a pretty decent start, avoid the absolute cluster bomb of cars on the final corner, and then slowly kind of fall backwards. Like I had a bit of a battle with Dark. I don't know if you saw it, and then I knew he wasn't my race, so I let him through. Same thing with Milt. Like by the end of the race, he was doing laps 5/10 faster than me every lap, so I knew it was not really fair to hold him up. But yeah, super unlucky for Ed. I've been in the same situation before, and it's not fun when you get a disconnect, so that sucks big time for him.
And
but yeah.
I have to argue, because I don't think I saw much of you in the stream, to be fair. What was your race like? Were you sort of just having a nice little drive after a while?
I'd say from about like 10 minutes in, once dark had gone past, it was just like going through the motions, trying to drive as fast as possible, of course. Milt got to me, he passed me pretty good. And then it was just trying to get through the lap cars without getting too much in their way as well, because at one point I had to go through the lap cars while they were having a battle. And so that was probably the scariest part of the race. But the rest of it was just try and drive fast, don't spin the car, because whilst I've got a buffer behind me, I don't want to have to use it. And yeah, keep out of trouble.
And if my quick math is correct, which it probably isn't, I failed math 6 times before I passed it, you should be 4th in the standing, I think.
Hooray.
You might be 3rd, but I think it's 4th, I don't know. How do you feel for the rest of the season anyway?
I don't know. I did a fair amount of practice for this. I did more than Gilles Villeneuve, because I enjoyed driving it more here. But I feel a little bit more confident now that we did some setup work about 2 days ago, and I felt a lot more confident in the car and was able to push it a lot more, at least consistently. Like, it's more on the edge, but more consistently. So I'm a little bit more confident for the next couple races, but I know there are some very fast drivers in the field.
And what about the teams championship? You guys are currently running in 4th, 2 points behind iPass. Do you think you can take 3rd place in the teams this season?
That's going to be tough. Yeah, teams are going to be a little bit more tough. iPass, I know, have both proper good drivers. They had a lot of bad luck this race, with both their drivers getting caught up in a crash. So it'll be a tough battle with them, but hopefully we can, I think we'll be fighting with QP, to be honest, throughout the season, but hopefully we can put up a good fight with them.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, to be fair, but I feel we will get a very good battle between a few teams in amongst that mid-pack, especially as people get more to grips with the car, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
On that subject, how different was the car feeling between Gilles Villeneuve and today? Obviously, it's now 2 races we've had in it. Is there a difference? Are you betting in more with it?
Yeah, it's a world apart, to be honest. Gilles Villeneuve, we had too much negative camber on the car, so it meant that it had a lot of dive on brakes, but it didn't get very good actual like turn-in grip. It basically just plowed, and it would like kick like a mule on the brakes, but then it wouldn't actually give you the grip you wanted. So we tried to remedy that for this. So the setup helped, and also the track itself being a little bit faster, more flowy, not a bunch of chicanes. Because even like on Watkins, it was still about kind of going as far as the track limits allow through bus stop and all the corners. But it felt like it was even more of a problem at Gilles Villeneuve, so because there aren't as many like corners where you benefit from it, it felt nicer here, for sure, yeah.
And my final question for you, looking forward to the next round at Road America, how do you feel going into it? Is it a track you know, or are you going to have to build from the ground up?
I'll have to see how the car drives around there. I've driven a lot of Road America, so I wouldn't say I'm super, like, it's not that I'm not confident, but I'm hopeful, definitely, for Road America. But yeah.
Well, awesome then, Cookie. Thank you for coming and speaking to me. Congratulations on your 3rd place. I will let you get off now. Who knows?
Thank you very much.
You might finish higher next race. You never know.
Yeah, we shall see. Thank you very much for the stream. I hope it was nice and entertaining right at the death, and made for some good content.
Awesome, thank you, mate. Congratulations on the podium. I will speak to you later.
Thanks for watching, chat. Bye.
So that was Suicide Cookie, who come through to take 3rd place in today's race. And now with my throat essentially wanting to jump out of my mouth and go on strike, it's like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. Nah, you've been abusing me far too often. I will call the stream now. I have been Husky. Thank you very much for watching from myself and everyone over at Racing Pals. Remember, next Sunday over on this here YouTube channel, there will be the RP series. So make sure you subscribe, follow, like, and do all that stuff that, you know, YouTube tells me every time I look in the creator dashboard to make people do. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Husky. Remember to join me next week on Sunday, same time, for the RP series. Thank you, and good night. That new, like, music stuff, innit?